17.9 points, representing the People's Republic of China, and the coach Chen Qiang. Here is Chong Ising. And this is also live. Wait a little moment before we present position E with a qualification score of 619.6 points, representing the Republic of Korea, and the coach Jung Jin Ong. Here is Lee Jun Lee. With a qualification score of 616.3, position D. She is representing Germany, and with her coach Rudolf Krenn, with a big applause, Natascha Hildrop. On position C, with a qualification score of 616.9 points, and the coach Milan Golena. Here is Veronika Wadowiczova. Position B, with a qualification score of 623 points, representing the People's Republic of China, and the coach Wang Jian. Here is Zhang Xiuping. And on position 8, with a qualification score of 619.2 points, representing Turkey. Here is, with the coach Kadri Akgün, Chala Bas. And the officials of this finals take position at the line. He is a little bit fast. Our Pablos Lobos, Chile. And his assistant is Mrs. Rocio Paredes, Peru. Now it's time for the most important person here. He's representing France, and he is a Chief Reigns Officer, Christian Bailly. Now let's get ready for the final. Give me your hands on your command. Come on. Now we want to have an applause for the athletes. Send them to the line.
Take your positions.
Well, hello you, and welcome back to day one of the WSPS World Championships, Lima 2023, here at the Las Palmas Air Base. This is our second final of day one. I mentioned earlier that they call Lima the City of Kings. Well, for the next 7 days, it will be the city of shooting sport champions, because we have 260 athletes from 54 countries battling it out for 31 medals and the all-important title of world champion. And if that's not enough, we also have Paralympic Games Paris 2024 quota places as well, which I'll talk about in a few moments. But for now, let's focus on a few other things. I'm Jamie. I'm your commentator for the finals during this World Championship. We just had Philip, our announcer here, introducing the athletes to the audience here in Lima, Peru. A wonderful city, my first time here. It is a city with a population of around 8.9 million people, which is almost a third of the country's population, regarded as the gastronomical capital of the Americas. So if you like food, which you probably should, it's a good place to come to, I think it's fair to say. So I'm sure on everybody's downtime here, the athletes and myself and the crew will be definitely exploring what the city has to offer. But for now, there is work to do. It is the R2 women's 10-meter air rifle standing SH1 event. 8 athletes ready to do battle for the 3 medals. Whoever takes the gold will be crowned as world champion. In terms of the Paralympic quota places for Paris, they have already been decided. So we have 2 to give from this event, but due to limitations, for example, each NPC, National Paralympic Committee, can only take 2 per event. It does mean that a number of athletes were not eligible. So, one who was eligible, who's made it into the final, is Zhang Yixin of the People's Republic of China, securing a quota place there for her NPC. and also out of the final in qualification for Indonesia, Hanik Puji Hastuti. So Indonesia and the People's Republic of China, congratulations on securing quota places. Right then, this event, if you're new to it, I'll tell you how it works. We'll have 2 series of 5 shots. So after those 2 series, which is 10 shots, we'll then move into the single shot phase of the competition. I call it the business end of the competition because this is really where things get serious. So after every 2 single shots, an elimination will take place. So the first elimination is after shot 12. That's for 8th place. And that will keep continuing, basically, after every 2 single shots until the gold medal has been decided and the world champion has been crowned. Now, if we have a situation where the lowest ranked athlete is tied, there's a number of them, could be 2, could be 3, maybe more, could be all 8, you never know. Then in that situation, which is unlikely if it was all 8, but you never know, the athletes in that tiebreak situation would fire additional single shots until the tie has been broken. Pretty exciting for the audience, that's for sure, whether it's you watching from home or if you're here in the stands watching in Lima. But I imagine for the athletes, I've not been there myself, but I can imagine for them it's probably as tense as it gets. Pretty nerve-wracking. Now, if you are also new to WSPS events, perhaps you are more used to watching ISSF shooting sport events, because we are also broadcasting on the ISSF Facebook page today. The SH1 in the title of this event, R2, Women's 10 meter air rifle standing SH1 event, tells us that the athletes out there, as you can see, they have the upper body strength to hold a rifle, to simulate the standing position that you might be used to from ISSF shooting events. And generally, they have an impairment in their non-upper limbs. But again, simulating the standing position that if you watch ISSF shooting events, you will be used to. And the format is the same with the 2 series of 5 shots and then single shots as well. So let's talk about some of the 8 athletes. A few have been appearing on your screen. I'll take you through them now with a little bit of information. So on firing point A, we have Kagla Bass of Turkey, who competed at the European Championships in Rotterdam just a few weeks ago, finishing in 4th place in this event. Has World Cup gold to her name from Al Ain 2019, and this is her first final at the World Championships. Then on firing point B, representing the People's Republic of China, one of 2 Chinese athletes competing in this final, but not securing the quota place. That goes to Zhang, who we'll talk about later. Now we're talking about Zhang Jiuping. Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games was a good time for her, I think it's fair to say. R8 gold and silver in this R2 event. Also took World Championships bronze in the R2 event in 2019, which were in Sydney, Australia. Now on firing point C, representing Slovakia, she is, we've got a lot of experience out there in this final, but Veronika definitely carries a lot of it. Veronika Wadowiczkova of Slovakia, 2-time European champion just the other week in Rotterdam, gold and silver. The silver was in the R2 event. She is the defending world champion in this event, and also the world number 3 in this event. She's also defending champion in the R3 event. So I've got a feeling this will not be the only time that we see Veronika in this competition. Then on firing point D, you saw her arrive earlier from Germany, Natasha Hiltrop. Made 3 finals in Tokyo, 2 medals, R3 gold and R8 silver. So very prolific across the different rifle disciplines, and she's also the world number 10. Then on firing point E, representing Republic of Korea, we have Lee Yeonri, Beijing 2008 R8 Paralympics champion. So a long career. World Championships R2 bronze in Al Ain just last year, so she's still doing it, and she is also the world number 4. Now we have Zhang, so Zhang is on firing point F. And Zhang did secure a quota place for her NPC of China. So, I don't know, perhaps now that's one less thing for her to worry about, knowing that she's coming into this final, already securing that quota place. She can focus on the event itself. This is her first final at the World Championship, but she has appeared in 4 finals at a World Cup. So she's got international experience to her name. Then on firing point G, our second Korean in this final, Lee Yoo-jeong, R8, 4th place at the Elimination World Championship. Also, no stranger to this finals hall here in Lima, because at the World Cup in 2021, she appeared in 3 finals, taking R2 gold, no less. So very experienced in this particular finals hall. Can she use that to her advantage here today? Then finally on firing point H, it is 24-year-old Irina Shetnik at a young age, big career already, newly crowned European champion in the R2 event. And World Championship silver in this event from Alain. Also Tokyo Paralympic bronze in this event. We're up and running. First series of 5 shots. The first score has been recorded, 10.6 from Fadovichkova. We've got a 10.7 from Bas of Turkey. Also a 10.6 for Zhang as well. 10 for Hiltrop. Shetnik's first score is a 9.7, 9.8 from Lee. Fadovichkova following up a strong start with a 9 for her second shot. But, you know, it's early days, very early days in this competition, so I always feel it's a bit unfair to be talking about what position an athlete's in at this stage, because as you might have seen in the men's final that we had a little earlier on today, things can change. Just one shot can change everything, and we saw that going down to the wire with the gold medal in the end going to Park when Lee had been in that position for so long, but just one slip up from the Korean meant he dropped down and took the bronze, allowing his fellow countryman to take gold. 10.7 from Hiltrop. We're seeing some nice scores out there. 10.5 from Zhang so far. About 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining of this series. All athletes can go at their own pace as long as the 5 shots are fired within that time. It's all good. Shetnik currently on a total of 29.8. Her last score recorded was a 10. 10.6 for Lee, total of 31. .2 from Hiltrop. We've had a 10.1 from Fadovichkova. We will be looking to get back on track. The organising committee have done a really good job getting this range ready for the World Championships. Looks fantastic. Good crowd out there as well, which Philip, our announcer, has been warming up wonderfully well. It's a desert city, Lima. Did you know that? Squeezed between the Pacific Ocean and there's mountains built over a desert once upon a time. And it is, rumour has it, according to the internet anyway, the second biggest desert city in the world after Cairo. And it is playing host to the 9th edition of the WSPS World Championships. It's the Las Palmas Air Base here in Lima, Peru. 10.7, the last score there from Shetnik on a total of 40.5. Got around about a minute left in this first series of 5 shots. Zhang's last score was a 10.5, a total of 40.8 for the Chinese shooter. Zhang, meanwhile, with 51.1. Zhang securing a quota place for the Paralympic Games, Paris 2024. From this event, the second quota place going to Indonesia, Hastuti. So there's the table so far after one series of 5 shots. Bass is leading the way. The difference between first and second is 0.6. Shetnik in second place. Meanwhile, Vadovichkova is in 0.8, but she's got bags of experience, so I would not write her off yet, and she's 0.8 behind Li, who's just 0.1 behind Zhang of China. So it's pretty tight out there, pretty close, and a long way to go. We've got another series of 5 shots, which we're just about to get into. The Chief Range Officer has, just called load. Hiltrop in joint third spot with Li and also Zhang. So again, that shows you how tight things are. Zhang in 6th, Li in 7th. And I mentioned Vadovichkova currently in 8th place. Defending world champion though. World number 3. I don't know if she feels pressure, to be honest. We'll find out, I guess. 10.3 from Bass. 10.6 from Zhang and a lovely 10.8 from Shetnik, meanwhile. He's looking good in this final so far. Li's up and running with a 10.1 in this second series of 5 shots. Vadovichkova's second shot in this series was a 10.2 with some work to do. Currently in 8th place. You can see the live table on your screen there. Again, athletes can shoot at their own pace, so of course someone might have shot more than another, so take that live table with a little grain of salt. Bass is still going well of Turkey, the current leader. First final at a World Championships and showing no sign of being phased by the occasion. A total of 83.4 so far. A 9 from Hiltrop. She'll be disappointed with that. Li's last score was a 10.6. Li, as things stand, in 4th place. And Hiltrop's bounced back there from that disappointing 9 with a 10.1. Much better. Seems to be a bit of a battle now in the table between Vadovichkova and Hiltrop in 7th and 8th. Hiltrop still to shoot though. Vadovichkova has completed her series. 2 more shots for Hiltrop, so she will likely overtake the Slovakian, but we'll see. With 10.4. .8 from a leader. Li still has 2 shots remaining in this series. Bass and Vadovichkova have had their 5 shots. We're waiting on Zhang, Li, Shetnik, Hiltrop. You see Hiltrop on your screen at the moment. Oh, she didn't do enough to reach Vadovichkova's total. 0.2 behind. We've got 3 more shots to come from 3 athletes, 1 each. 2 now. Shetnik and Li. There's Li on your screen, and that's Yunri Li. Meanwhile, Li Yujiang has already finished her series.
Stop.
Signing out with a 10.7, and Li Yunri signing out with a 10. Right then, we'll talk about the table now. There it is on your screen. It is Vadovichkova still in 8th place. No, she's in 7th. It's been updated. 0.2 behind in 8th place. It's Natasha Hiltrop. Vadovichkova moving up into 7th. Zhang at the top. Shetnik is breathing down Zhang's neck, just 0.2 separating those athletes. Li Yunri in 3rd place outright, because previously that position was being shared by 3 athletes. Bass has dropped down into 5th. but just a 0.4 behind Li Yujiang. So again, it's still a tight final, and this is now the single shot phase of the competition that we're moving into. This is where, you know, we get into the business end. We're going to move up a gear now. We're going to start to say goodbye to athletes after every 2 single shots. An elimination will take place. So after shot 12, 8th place will be decided unless a shoot-off is required. If you're just joining us, this is the R2 Women's 10-meter air rifle standing SH1 event here at the Lima 2023 WSPS World Championship. We're up and running. Vadovichkova, after a slow start, is looking a lot more comfortable now at 10.6. Same score for Hiltrop, same score for Bass, 10.5. Meanwhile, for Li Yunri, Zhang of China with a 10.7. The lowest score we've had so far is a 9.8. That's come from Shetnik, and Li Yujiang with a 10.4 there. So, Hiltrop with 110.1. She's still in 8th place, battling to stay in the competition, but she's only 0.2 behind Vadovichkova. So still really tight between the 2 athletes there. Vadovichkova in 7th place, defending a world champion in this R2 event, the world number 3 in this R2 event as well. Both athletes there have bags of experience. And really close elsewhere. The leader is Zhang of China, with a total of 113.8. That's 0.7 more than Li Yunri, who's in 2nd place. There's Vadovichkova on your screen now. It's in her hands, and a 10. A 10 is her score. We're waiting on Hiltrop. Meanwhile, we've had a 9.9 from Bass. She'll be okay. She'll remain in the competition. Oh, we've had a 10.4 from Hiltrop, which takes her total up to 120.5, which does move her ahead of Vadovichkova by 0.2. It will keep her in the competition. It went down to that shot, but it is Veronika Vadovichkova of Slovakia taking 8th place in this final. Probably a bit of a surprise for the audience here. She came in fresh off the back of a storming European Championships performance in Rotterdam, taking 2 medals, gold and silver. Silver in the R2. And as I mentioned earlier, she was the defending world champion in this event after taking gold in Alain. I'm sure we'll see her again, though, at this World Championship here in Lima. There's the table. It is Zhang leading the way, 0.7 ahead of Li Yunri. The new danger zone is 7th place now. 1.9 is the difference between 7th and 6th. And it is still Natascha Hiltrop of Germany, who's got the work to do again to remain in the competition. She's on a total of 120.5. 2 shots away from the next elimination. $10 is the first score on the doors there. It comes from Bass of Turkey. 10.5 from Hiltrop. They're the kind of scores she needs, but she's also relying on others as well. We had a 10.7 from Zhang during that. But let's take a look, because we're 1 shot away, potentially anyway, from 7th place being decided. It is Hiltrop there with 131. Her closest rival, as things stand, is Zhang of China on 131.9. So 0.9 is the difference there between the 2 athletes that I mentioned. We then have Bass of Turkey on 132.4, and the difference between Bass and Li, that's Li Yujiang, is just 0.1. So it's really close out there, but the pressure once again is with Hiltrop of Germany. You can see on your screen there, very experienced. And she's got to use that experience now to shoot as well as she can and hope other scores go her way. We've had a 10.7 from Bass. 10.7 from Hiltrop. 10.5 from Li, 10.3 from Zhang. The scores keep on coming in. Meanwhile, Zhang there with a 10.4.
Stop.
Li Zhuoyong with a 9.7. Shetnik with a 10.2. So, the next elimination has been confirmed, and it is, despite that 10.7, it is Natascha Hiltrop of Germany. Big applause for the experienced German, world number 10 in this event. Appeared at 3 finals at the Tokyo Paralympic Games. Took away 2 medals, gold and a silver. R3 was the gold, R8 was the silver. So another athlete, another really experienced big name athlete leads this final. First it was Vadovichkova, now Hiltrop, and we have 6 athletes remaining, and we're going to look at them now. So as I mentioned, Vadovichkova took 8th place, Hiltrop 7th, and Zhang is the leader, 1.4 ahead of Li Yunri. Shetnik is in 3rd place. 6th place is Li Yuzhong, 0.1 behind Zhang of China. So really close there, 2 shots away, potentially anyway, from our next elimination, as mentioned. You never know, we might end up with a shoot-off, tie-break situation. 10.8 from Bass, look at that. Zhang with a 10. 10.5 from Li Yunri. And a 9.6 from Zhang. 9.4 from Li Yuzhong and a 10.1 from Shetnik. So some mixed scores out there. Might be nerves at play for some of our finalists. But let's take a look at this now, because we're 1 shot away from the next elimination. And we've got Li Yuzhong on 151.6. We've got Zhang on 151.9. So 0.3 separating those 2 athletes there. And then Shetnik, Irina Shetnik of Ukraine on 153.7. So a little bit of breathing space. But she's just 0.2 behind Bass of Turkey. And the leader is Zhang. So it's Zhang of China and Li Yuzhong, it looks like anyway, doing battle to remain in the competition. 0.3 the difference as things stand. And here we go. This shot could decide 6th place. Bass is on a great streak of form, a 10.7 there. Okay, we've got a 10 from Li Yunri. A 10.5 from Li Yuzhong. And a 10.2 from Zhang, which means, I don't know, can you call this commentator's curse? I did mention the potential of a shoot-off, and that is what we've got. So, Li Yuzhong on 162.1, Zhang Qiuping of China also on 162.1. They're going to a shoot-off to decide at 6th place. So, as I mentioned at the start of this broadcast, you'll hear the crowd. They'll be enjoying this. But those 2 out there, I don't know. You'll have to ask them personally, but I imagine this is as tense as it gets. A shoot-off at a World Championship. Highest score wins. $10.3 from Li. Oh, and a 10.8 from Zhang. So that does mean that Zhang of the People's Republic of China will remain in the competition. Went down to a nail-biting shoot-off. But it is Li Yuzhong of the Republic of Korea who will take 6th place.
This is too much Lees. I'm very sorry. It is
She's really experienced in this particular final. So as I mentioned, at the Lima World Cup in 2021, appeared in 3 finals, taking gold in this event. So there we go. Taking the applause of the audience. Li Yuzhong of Republic of Korea taking 6th place at this World Championship. We're getting a little bit closer now to those all-important medals positions. We've had our first shoot-off of this World Championship. 5 athletes remaining. Zhang in the danger zone, 2.1 to make up on Shetnik in 4th place. And it is Zhong leading the way. 2 athletes from China remain in this final. 1 from Korea, 1 from Turkey, and 1 from Ukraine. 10.1 for Bas of Turkey. 10.4 meanwhile for Li Yonri. 10.7 for Zhong, 10.5 for Zhang, and a 10.5 also for Shetnik. So Zhang still has it all to do to remain in this final. A lot of work to do. She's going to need to score very high indeed and hope others score very low indeed. 5 athletes remaining. We're edging closer to those medals positions. If you have just joined us, the quota places, there's no pressure there for any of these athletes because they've already been decided for the Paralympic Games Paris 2024. Zhang Yixin of the People's Republic of China, and in qualification, Hanik Puji Hastuti of Indonesia as well.
For the next competition, shot low.
Right then. Just 0.1 separating Bas and Li. And also, in fact, Bas and Shetnik are level, so it's actually just 0.1 separating Li with Bas and Shetnik. Zhang, meanwhile, or Bas, with a 10.3. Nice score there. 10.5 for Li, 10.4 for Zhang. It's mission impossible, I would say, for Zhang. Shetnik, 10.4 for Zhang. We're waiting on Shetnik. And it's a 10.2 for Shetnik. So, again, it was always looking pretty unlikely. She did really well to keep in this competition after winning the shoot-off against Li Yuxiong. But it is Jiang Qiuping of the People's Republic of China who will be bowing out in 5th place, finishing on a score of 1.83. Took bronze at the 2019 World Championships in Sydney in this event, making another finals appearance here, taking 5th place. World Championship, 5th place here in Lima. Right then, 4 athletes remaining. And we really are moving up a gear now because it's that awkward position of 4th, isn't it, really? And it's Arina Shetnik in it, 0.1 behind Bas of Turkey, who's 0.3 behind Li, who's 1.6 behind the leader, Zhang. I said the awkward position because it's obviously a huge achievement, 4th place at a World Championship, 4th in the world. But again, it's not a medal, and that's what these athletes want. Here we go. 2 shots away from the next elimination. 10.8 for Bas. Bas appearing in her first final at a World Championship. Look at that. Perfect 10.9 from Zhang. 10.2 from Li and a 10.3 from Shetnik. So some great scores all around there. But as great as it gets from Zhang with a 10.9. Bas, 10.8, never bad either. Now, we have Shetnik currently ranked in 4th place. She's on a total of 195.2, but that's just 0.3 behind Li, who's on 195.5, who's just 0.3 behind Bas of Turkey in 2nd place. And then there's a 2-point difference between 2nd and 1st. It is still Zhang. I mean, that 10.9 obviously helped. Zhang still leading the way. The next shot could decide 4th place. I don't know if you can hear, but I can certainly hear the crowd here in Lima loving this. 10.4 from Bas. Oh, 9.9 from Zhang, she'll be fine. Or 10 from Li, a 10 from Li, and a 10.3 from Shetnik. No, 10.4 from Shetnik. Ignore that score that was there. 10.4 is the score from Shetnik, and it's enough to keep her in the competition. By 0.1, it went down to. Li firing a 10 wasn't quite enough.
each, and 3 athletes got a medal. But who will get gold?
So we are just one shot
Is
now.
the lead by 207.7 points, 1.5 advantage to Bas from Turkey, and Shetnik 205.6, again 0.6 behind Bas. What is possible by the next 2 shots? Could Shetnik comes up to the 2nd rank or more? We will see it by the next 2 shots, and your big applause.
There we go. Lee Yunri, it went down to that final shot, 205.5. She takes 4th place, representing Republic of Korea, the world number 4. Took bronze in this event at the Elimination World Championships. And we do have 3 athletes remaining. Irina Shetnik, who remained in the competition, finishing 0.1 ahead of Lee in the end there, 0.6 behind at 2nd place. Bas of Turkey. Zhong, despite that low score, is still the leader. 10.3 there from Bas. We're 2 shots away from the bronze medal. Oh, 9.8 from Zhong. By her standards, 2 very low scores. And a very nice 10.7 for Irina Shetnik, bringing herself right back into this. Can she do it again? Can she survive again? She's trailing Bas of Turkey by 0.2. She did it before. Can she do it again, or can Bas hold on? Bas appearing in her first final at a World Championship. There is a 1 point difference between Bas and Zhong. Zhong on a total of 217.5. A little bit of a wobble from Zhong. So could it be like the men's final where we see her dragged back down the table, as happened with Lee? Oh, a 9.4 from Bas. That's not what she would have wanted at all. A 10.1 from Zhong. Meanwhile, we're waiting on Shetnik. Really important score here, potentially, for the Ukrainian. 10.2. 10.2, taking Irina Shetnik's total to 226.5. And she has done it again to remain in the competition. But the bronze medal has gone to Kagla Bas of Turkey. That's her first medal at a World Championship, and she has shot really well during this final, and it just shows how 1 shot can change everything in this sport. Like I said, her first medal at a World Championship. World Cup gold to her name from Elimination 2019. Finished 4th at the recent European Championships in Rotterdam, and now she has World Championship bronze from the WSPS World Championship, Lima 2023. All right then, 2 athletes remaining, potentially 2 shots remaining to decide the final 2 medals. 1.1 is the difference. Irina Shetnik in 2nd place. Zhong Yixin in top spot as things stand. Here we go. .2 from Zhong. Oh, and a 10.8 from Shetnik. So that's a difference of 0.6 during that shot there, which I believe takes the difference to 0.6 is the difference now, right? No, 0.5 is the difference. 237.8 for Zhong, 237.3 for Shetnik. Shetnik has done it twice before. She's been trailing and ended up ahead of her rival in that moment. Can she do it again? This is higher than the other differences she had to overturn, but it's not too high. 0.5 is the difference. Zhong versus Shetnik. China versus Ukraine. In the R2 women's 10-meter air rifle standing SH1 event, it could come down to this shot now for the gold medal. 10.2 for Zhang. 0.5, the difference, remember, between the two athletes. What's Shetnik got? She's got the same, a 10.2. It won't be enough for her to take gold, but it will be enough for Zhang Yixin of the People's Republic of China to secure the gold medal in the R2 women's 10-meter air rifle standing SH1 event. Not only that, she also secured a quota place for her country, for her NPC, and she's the new world champion. Not a bad day's work for Zhang Yixin. Meanwhile, the 24-year-old Ukrainian Irina Shetnik taking the silver medal. She also took silver at the last World Championships in Al Ain in this event. So another silver at a World Championship for Shetnik. And the bronze medal went to Turkey, Kaglabas. First final at a World Championship. She put on a great show and she takes away the bronze medal. So our athletes are now being gathered together for the cameras to be presented to the audience once again from by our announcer Philip. There he is, the man with the microphone in the background there, from Germany. And I mentioned one quota place for Zhang, new world champion and gold medalist. The other quota place for the Paralympic Games, Paris 2024, went in qualification to Indonesia. Hanik Puji Hastuti. There we go, confirmation of our three medalists once again. Kaglabas of Turkey taking the bronze, Irina Shetnik of Ukraine the silver, and Zhang Yixin, the People's Republic of China, taking the gold. She is the new world champion. So that concludes the R2 Women's 10-meter air rifle standing SH1 event. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a long way to go, though. A long day to go. We've only just got started, really. We've had two finals already here in Lima, Peru, where the local time is currently 1:30 in the afternoon. We have 3 more finals to come. So, take a little break. Grab yourself a coffee or something, your beverage of choice. Have a little rest after 2 action-packed finals. And join us again for the VIP final, which will be starting at 2:30, so we'll be getting going a little bit before that. And then we have the P3 final at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, local time. Again, we'll be starting around 10 minutes before. And also we'll be finishing the day with the R4 final as well, kicking off at 6:45 p.m. local time here in Lima. So again, thank you for joining us here after final 2 on day 1 of the WSPS World Championship Lima 2023. We'll see you again for the next final in around about an hour's time. So thank you.